Live on the Paul Pluta channel. I am back from Sydney. And I got to tell you there, it was a great little trip, little junket in the week. I had a great time there. I got to be honest with you there. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. Look, let me explain a few problems to you. I wanted to wear my Saucony's when I was walking around Sydney, but if you wear the Saucony's, they look at you crazy when you go into luxury watch shops. You know what I mean, Clive?
What's a Saucony?
That's those jogging shoes. You know, those runners, those jogging shoes. So they're comfortable to wear, but you look like a freak when you're wearing short pants. You know, it just doesn't. You're not someone who's going to buy a $50,000 watch. So you got to wear your black leather shoes, and they're as uncomfortable as shit when you're walking a lot around this country, this city. You don't really know your way around. Now, I got to tell you, I had a really good trip there. I did a lot of fun things. What's so funny there?
Just watching some of the comments on the boards, the nasty vinyl punters.
Now, I got to tell you, Clive, I had a great time there. The watch market. Now, let me put this into perspective.
Go ahead.
Sydney is like our New York. Okay, it's very nasty, capitalistic. Money's very important. You know, when you meet someone in Sydney for the first time, they say, "Oh, which part of Sydney do you live in? Whereabouts are you from?" They're not trying to be friendly. They're trying to gauge how much your property's worth, so they can put you in the pecking order. You know what I mean?
A good eye might tell the difference between a punter and someone with money.
Yeah, that's right. They try and work out. They try and pigeonhole you. Whereabouts are you in the pecking order, right? So you'd have people like people who would be loaded would be, say, living in Rose Bay, Neutral Bay, Mossman, North Sydney, North Shore. Mm-hmm. They would be your loaded punters. And you're really nasty.
The morning gentry, so to speak.
Yes. That is blue rinse. That is very, very Pagoda Mercedes money. And then you have areas like Mount Druitt, right?
Right.
What's the quickest way to Mount Druitt from Sydney?
No idea.
Take up heroin and lose your job. It's just very nasty. You got places like Bankstown, Parramatta. They're starting to get better, but they are kind of the less affluent. Can we use that term? Less affluent.
Yes.
But Sydney is ferocious. To give you an idea, in their Chinatown, okay, to buy there's a apartment in Chinatown. It was a 20-story building, fairly new development.
Right.
I went and had a look at it. And 54 square meter apartment, 1 bedroom, lounge room, kitchen, bathroom, reasonably nice, modern apartment. That sold for about $780,000.
Whoa, that's pretty highbrow.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's Sydney for you. Sydney is and Chinatown would be cheaper than in the CBD itself. Chinatown's a little smidgen. It's kind of in the CBD, but it's just a little bit cheaper there. But that's $780,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, that's right.
Damn.
That was a nice apartment. That was a very nice apartment, but still $780,000 is a lot of money. So it's expensive. There's a lot of watch shops because you've got people who are more affluent. Sydney's an interesting place. You've got a beautiful harbour. You've got that beautiful harbour, which is it's a fantastic water feature. So you've got ferries. That's a form of transport. It's a nice place. It's not like Mongolia or anything, right? No. The two landmarks in Sydney the 3 landmarks are the harbour, Sydney Harbour, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which was built in the 1930s. And you've got the Sydney Opera House, which was started in the 60s, finished in the 70s.
Oh, by the way, sucker horn! Exciting.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. So let's talk about the watch scene in Sydney. How is it? How is it indeed?
Actually.
I tell you honestly, there aren't seem to be that many bargains. I went to a few watch places, and I was trying to do a bit of filming on the outside. As soon as I start filming on my iPhone, trying to be discreet,
Right.
the security guard comes to the door. He's looking at me. You think, oh, shit. It's very, very hard to get footage. Very, very hard. And then if you get footage, it's impossible. They're not really friendly to let you in. Or why are you filming? What they're scared of, because Sydney's an international city, I suppose they're scared of robberies and that sort of thing there. Why is someone filming our building? Why, you know, it just, because I run a pissy YouTube channel and I want to get a bit of footage. That's why I'm filming there.
Well, have you ever tried explaining it to them? Say, hi, I'm Paul Pluta, Archie Luxury. I have a luxury watch channel with, 40,000 subscribers. I'd like to get some footage.
Yeah, I know. I'd actually probably a good idea if I do that ahead of time. You know what I mean? I think I might. That might be a good idea. Look, I did get some footage. I got some footage. The problem is too, a lot of these watch shops, you really want to film inside. Some of them,
right.
there's one really good watch shop in the middle of Sydney,
right,
called Farren-Price, which is, he's a Patek dealer, a Rolex dealer, Vacheron dealer. He had
right.
some really nice stuff in the windows. His windows were probably better than inside the shop. But some of the shops had sort of nothing in the window. You got to come in and have a look. So it is a bit tricky, but I'll tell you how it is there. It is a very, very, no bargains there. I did go to a very famous second-hand watch shop there, Vintage Watch Co. Okay,
right.
that's
right.
my friends. Vintage Watch Co. is my sort of friends there. I've done a bit of sponsorship, and they never actually given me money, but I kind of know them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've known them for a long time.
Now, did they sell any like off brands like Vacheron? Vacheron Constantine.
Look, Vintage Watch Co. itself there. I'm just going to bring up on the screen here. Let's have a look here. We'll just bring this up. We'll have a bit of a sticky beak at what the go is there. Okay, so here we go, guys. You can now see this on the screen. This is Vintage Watch Co. About us, contact us. So this Vintage Watch Co. 2 stores, one in Brisbane. The Sydney one I visited is in the Strand Arcade. It's a really nice, it's probably the best retail precinct. It's an old 1920s sort of building. Very beautiful.
Nice. Kind of like Art Deco?
Yeah, kind of like Art Deco.
Like Art Deco.
So it's actually, it links from George Street to the Pitt Street Mall. So that's what it does there. So that was that's quite nice. Look, they had quite a few watches there, some really good second-hand ones. I got to be honest with you. You know what I think the best way to buy watches is now, Clive?
What's that? Online?
Internet. If you're really better to do your homework online. They had this Royal Oak. That Royal Oak was in the window. I saw that. That was nice. But it's not. I'm not really buying at the moment. I'm just trying to ride out. I've got my own collection. I don't really want a tire kick. They also had this Jaeger LeCoultre. I think that was in Sydney there. That was beautiful. They had a as far as, I don't think they had terribly much in Patek. They didn't have much in Patek. Sometimes they have more, sometimes they have less.
Right.
It's a 3445. That's one of the first automatic Pateks. 25,000. Yeah, okay. Look, I got to tell you, they mainly seem to be concentrating on newer stuff now. Okay.
Right. So vintage watch doesn't really.
Yeah. Well, no, they do. They have a good selection of vintage, but they're agents for U-Boat, for Grand Seiko. They're agents. I think they sell one. Look, some of the brands there. They're not really my cup of tea. They're not. In all honesty, they're probably not my cup of tea. But
So
it's
what the Patek Balaclava. What you kind of whizzed through kind of fast.
Sorry. So all I was trying to say was that it's a hard, you know. I'll just call up a picture of the store. Jesus, I can't seem to just give me a minute there. I'm just been away for a minute. Here we go. This is what the store looks like. That's in Brisbane, actually. Where the hell is?
Okay.
Sorry.
I said, oh, that's nice.
Just hang on there. That's the Brisbane one. Where's the Sydney one? That's no. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm having some technical problems here. It used to be called Fred Mann. No, it's not that. See if I can. It's not coming up. Jesus, don't you just love this? When you try your best, when you don't rehearse these things, they come flopping. They flopped. I've got footage of it. I'm going to do a bit on footage of that later, guys. So that's
okay.
The other dealer I went and saw is Farren-Price. Here we go. You can see this now. This is this dealer here. I actually got some good footage because he's got really good windows there.
Oh, Michael Ferguson was sharing. You let Michael Ferguson wear the Breguet.
Yes, he's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy.
He was posting about it, I think, on the Brisbane Watch Forum on Facebook.
Yes, I saw that. He was. I met him for lunch. Yes, I did indeed. He's a great guy. And I got to tell you, so Sydney itself, Farren-Price, look, they're a big dealer. Not much of a discount. Talking to people who have bought from them, they don't really discount. Discount isn't a word they like to use. A friend of mine, I was talking to Michael. Interestingly enough, I was talking to Michael, and he was buying a two-tone Daytona. And he went in there and said, hey, what's the best discount you can give me? And they kind of told him, do your homework other place. When you're ready to buy, come and talk to us. And he never went back. So they're very tough. Sydney retail is very, very hard there. Okay, I've got to be honest with you.
If that's where the money is, there's no incentive for them to discount there unless there's a lot of competition, is there?
Well, there's always
always competition, but still. But if it's where the money is, it means their expenses are higher. So therefore, they can't sell stuff cheap to meet their expenditures.
No. The other store was Swiss Concept. I went to see Swiss Concept, which is it's a fairly good dealer. He's a Vacheron dealer.
Vacheron?
Yeah. Look, as soon as I went in here, see this store, the security guard stood there. So they didn't really want me filming. So it's tricky, you know. And I got to tell you the truth. Would you promise not to tell Archie if I tell you a secret?
Certainly, Paul.
Okay. Don't tell Archie this, but when I did some filming, I fucked up some of the video, okay? I saved it. It all got saved on my iPhone. When I copied it onto my computer, I found out some of the files were corrupted. Okay, but I'd already deleted them off the phone before I could recopy them over.
Damn.
Yep. So I got to be completely frank and honest with you. Don't tell anyone. I've got less footage than I would have liked. Okay. I had footage, but I kind of Stuffed it up.
Let's be honest. No one will know except you, me, and the 5 people watching this live stream.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's the truth. So look, I had a good time in Sydney. It was I got to tell you, there was a convenience store near the apartment I was staying in. For a small orange juice, you know, a 200 ml orange juice, right?
Yeah.
$4.95.
Ouch.
For a small mineral water.
How much?
$3.95. I mean, look, you don't have to shop there. You can go to the supermarket, but when you want to drink at nighttime, you're thinking, oh, I'm feeling a bit thirsty. Should you drink the local Sydney water or not? Well, maybe not. You know? And I got to tell you, look, I had a great time there. I saw some fans.
Nice.
I probably couldn't have seen terribly many more fans. So let me tell you what happened. I went there on Wednesday. I landed on Wednesday.
You flew Shitstar, right?
Flew Shitstar. I went there around lunchtime. It was a little bit late. I was there by about 3:34. Checked into my room. So I took the train. They've got an excellent train from the airport to the city. I took that.
Right.
Then I had to found the apartment, and then what I did then was
You filmed it while the guy wasn't looking.
Yeah, did you like that? A little bit of mold in the bathroom.
Class all the way, Pontiff. Class all the way.
A little bit of mold in the bathroom. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
We watched the video. We fisted
So then I had what I did is I met a guy down the road. There was a hotel there. This is in Darlinghurst on Stanley Street.
Right.
And he had 2 beers with me. He's actually works for SBS. That's like PBS. It's like Australia's answer to PBS.
Okay.
He does some filming in that there. He's a very nice guy, young guy in his 30s. And he had a 2-tone bluesy.
Really?
Okay, yeah. His dad, it's a bit of a long story. His dad was actually very wealthy at one stage, right?
Right.
And in the 90s, his dad was deciding, do you get a Lange or do you get an annual calendar 5035, just like I had? So his dad got the Lange. But his dad actually fell on hard times a bit later down the track. A little bit of alcoholism, Clive.
Oh, yeah.
He was a lawyer. He was a lawyer as well. He was a lawyer for SAP. That's a big computer. They have a lot of software for industrial applications. Okay, SAP. They do like accounting. They do a lot of the business software. Is SAP. That's what SAP does. Ordering, warehouse management. It's a special platform.
Right.
So he actually sold it. He ran onto hard times. He had a few marriages. He actually sold his Lange 1 for 16,000 Aussie dollars. That's.
What do you think cost him more, the alcoholism or the marriages?
It was kind of a lot of things. He had a lot of money at one stage, and then the alcoholism caused him to lose. The jobs ended, and it all went bad. Okay, it all was extremely massive highs and massive lows. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But apparently he is saddled off now. He doesn't have a luxury watch now. Does not have a luxury watch, but he did have a Lange 1.
Nice.
Anyhow, the dad said to the son, they bought this 9 years ago. They went into this dealer in Sydney. I'm not going to name because I'm not particularly a big fan of his. That's the guy who he sold the Lange to for 16,000. He said, look, you ripped me off on the Lange. I want you to help me on this one. He bought 9 years ago, he bought a 2-tone bluesy Submariner. He paid, I think it was 8.5.
So 11613.
Yep, but no holes case,
Nice.
and gold in the bracelet. You know, in the clasp, it actually had gold.
Gold through the clasp. Yeah.
And it didn't have the serial number in the chapter ring. By the way, I'm wearing the world time, just out of interest there.
Well, I'm going to wear it. I'm going to make you make a face. The Bar the Callisto again.
Okay, no worries. This sounds beautiful, Clyde. Put it up again for the viewers. Not that we can see it on this $3 camera you're using, but that's okay. Now,
oh yeah, that's a MacBook.
Now, Clive, the next, so that after I saw that fan, oh, sorry, Clive, 1 minute. Thank you. Clive, after I saw that fan there, I then had dinner. I met this other fan. He works for one of the big accounting firms. Okay, one of the big 4 accounting firms.
By the way, the punters are really enjoying the view of the of the Patek you flashed just now.
Oh, fantastic. I got to tell you, so I met this other guy. He's a young Polish guy, 32 years old, very senior position. He had an IWC Portuguese. Steel IWC nice. Portuguese on a strap. We had dinner together, and then we went to the casino, which I don't know why we went there, but we went there because I didn't have any money for gambling, that's for sure. And then we made it. Then I made it a night. So that was Wednesday. Thursday itself. There, I woke up, had breakfast with a good friend of mine about 10 a.m. I had breakfast. That's Ian, the watchmaker. Ian has done a few segments. He's the guy who slept with 7,000 women.
Nice.
And I had a bit of a chat to him. I'm going to try and help him sell a few watches. He gave me a few watches to see if I could sell. We'll see how they go. Then, so I had breakfast with him. Then I went into the city and I met Michael. You know Michael? Michael,
yes, Michael Pha.
Yes, he's the one who I let try on the Breguet. The Breguet is actually just here with me. It seemed to have a little bit of a smudge on the bezel. It didn't photograph as well as I would have liked. It looked a bit smudgy there, but that's just a bit of grease.
Right.
Then, so I had lunch with him. Then we looked at a few shops. We went into an AP. We went into that Hourglass. And the sales guy there, Asian guy, he was wearing an AP minute repeater.
Nice.
Very, very discreet. And I commented, I said, that's a nice watch. And he took it off and it was a beautiful, I think he was super loaded. Even though he's a shop assistant, sometimes they can be wealthy. They just do it as a hobby, you know.
Or, yeah, just do it simply to pass the time.
Then, so this was Thursday. After that, I filmed a few more shops, and then I went on the ferry, went for a ferry ride, and then I went back to my apartment, had a bit of this is where I copied the files off, and then I accidentally, they hadn't gone as smooth as they should have. Then I met my good friend. I met a really good friend who took me to dinner. This is a huge fan. Kelvin took me out for the seafood feast.
Oh, nice. What did you have?
And
so what was included on the seafood feast? Keep in mind, keep it simple. I'm in Oklahoma, so, you know.
Yeah, I understand, Clive. Maybe it's better to see a photo. Would that be better?
Sure, I'd like that. I probably won't recognize half the stuff, but why not?
Okay, just hang on. I'll pull it up.
Ooh.
That's a seafood feast for 2.
Dang.
So it's got lobster, it's got prawn, calamari, prawn, oysters. It was quite expensive.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
It was quite expensive, actually. I must be honest with you. I was very lucky. I had that's the garlic lobster. Garlic lobster.
No, is that Maine lobster?
So we had a great time there. Okay, that's me at Jetstar again. There we go. So yeah, that was fantastic. So I went out and had dinner with him. Then after that, Clive.
Right.
Next day was Friday, and I basically packed, went to the station, and flew home.
Went back on Shitstar.
Went back on Shitstar. So it actually wasn't too bad. I got to be honest with you. I actually got some excellent footage because I got footage of Sydney Harbour. I got footage of Brisbane. I haven't shown that yet. I'm going to show that a bit later. So I've got some excellent footage. Look, I got to tell you, the watch dealers in Sydney, you know something?
No, what's that?
Instead of going somewhere and expecting to find a bargain, do your homework online. That's where you're going to find the bargains. Don't even think, oh, I'll go to New York or I'll go to Hong Kong or go to Bangkok. You're going to find tourist trap dealers, okay? These are big glass and brass dealers who are after the sucker, the rookie buyers, okay? They're not,
right.
They don't want to deal with bargain hunters. Do you understand?
Well, yeah, but you don't go where the money is. If you want to bargain, you go where the money's not.
Well, but then they don't have brands like Patek. You know, you've got to. It's a complicated thing. I mean,
yeah, true. But Dallas has Rolex. Oilfield has Rolex.
I know what you're saying. I got to be honest with you. There, Rolex was bad. I looked at the Rolex boutique. I went to a couple Rolex dealers. Two-tone Datejust, two-tone this, two-tone that, solid gold this, solid gold that. No sports watches, very, very few. The only sports watches they had in stock at these dealers were either a Milgauss or an Explorer 2.
What kind of Milgauss? What kind of Milgauss?
Actually, I saw a blue one and I saw a black one.
Both with the GV, right? The green crystal?
The blue one had the GV. I think the black one did too, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't really have sports watches. There was no date subs. No, you know, it's very, very, what they had there was very, I got to tell you, if you want to buy a Rolex, if you want to buy a wristwatch, don't think, hey, I'll go to Sydney or I'll go somewhere. You're better off to do your homework online, Clive, and then
absolutely. Go. Well, even if you do buy from a dealer, you still have to do the homework online. You can't skip the homework. If you skip the homework, you're going to fail the test.
Yes. Yes. So I got to tell you, in Sydney, the watch scene, they got great stores. They got great dealers. A lot of... Look, I got to tell you something. Everything that's kind of popular or iconic is not in stock. I went to Hourglass. They got a beautiful AP display, right?
Right.
So what's the two iconic APs? It'll be a 15400. That's the steel Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, classic Royal Oak with the bluey grey dial, right? Not in stock. Right. Or the 15202, that's the boutique edition with the that's like the original jumbo reincarnation. Not in stock. They got all this other stuff like solid gold versions, this and that, but solid gold is mega money. Anything that is kind of the ones you should buy are not in stock. So I got to be honest with you, Sydney.
And they weren't even discounting the leftovers.
Well, I wasn't asking for discounts because I don't like to waste people's time. I think you only go and start haggling if you're ready to buy, you know. But I don't like to just go in there and haggle for the sake of haggling, you know.
Right.
They didn't have anything that great there to look. I don't have 20,000 in my bank account to buy one of these damn things.
Well, I was wondering, you go up there to the camera and interview some of the people and just say, what are the trends you've noticed with Rolex lately? What's something you've noticed with Patek lately? Yeah, you're right. I should have sent an email to them and said, hey, I'm keen. How about if I fly down again? What do you reckon, Clive? Well, the horse is out of the stable by now, and the stable's on fire.
Yeah.
But next time, maybe even go to Brisbane Vintage Watches and talk to them.
They don't like to be on camera. They'll Brisbane Vintage Watch Co. They will let me film anything I want, but the guys are a bit shy.
But you could do talking hands, talking fists.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I gotta do something, Clive. I gotta be honest with you. In Sydney itself, they've got some beautiful pieces, but there aren't really any. The models that you would possibly want aren't in stock. Rolex is all two-tone Datejust. It's all nothing sports. Very little sports. No steel sports. Very limited steel sports.
Probably not a lot of vintage either, I would guess, huh?
Look, there were a few vintage dealers, but very expensive. Very. There was a dealer in Queen Victoria. He gave me the evil eye. He didn't really want me to film. I thought, oh shit, I'm not even going to film. He's just bad feeling about the whole thing. But no bargains. He had old Datejust. No, there's no sports Rolex. No sports. Any sports Rolex has been sent overseas to where it will get full price. They're not gonna sell it cheap just because you're in Sydney. They don't give a stuff. They want money. That's all they care about. So I got to be honest with you. It's very hard to get a discount. Michael, he's the one who met me, who had the Breguet on. He recently bought a two-tone Daytona.
Yeah.
White dial Daytona. And he really struggled to get much of a discount. He really did struggle. They weren't super keen to discount, and that was a two-tone Daytona. Now, I was a bit disappointed. He didn't wear the bloody thing. You know, I thought he was going to wear it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He said he doesn't wear it to work because it'll create the wrong impression.
So he works with a bunch of nasty.
Well, he just said he doesn't want to become the prick with the Rolex in the office.
Right.
He's only a young guy. Like, he's in his late 20s. He doesn't want to be the prick with the Rolex in the office.
Well, you could actually get a Rolex that would go under the radar, like the Polar Explorer.
Yeah, no, he's a one man watch. He's a one watch man. He's just got the Daytona, which is that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. Yeah. He bought that new. He didn't buy that second hand.
What?
Look, he got a bit of a discount and he got the tax back. Okay.
All right.
He was going to buy it from David SW. There's a big American dealer. You've heard of David SW?
Yes.
He's on a lot of the forums in that. And it worked out marginally more expensive buying it this way, but it was brand spanking new as opposed to David SW's, who was newish. And he was worried about customs and stuff like that if he got nabbed with duty and that. So I got to tell you, Sydney itself there, look, they have some beautiful shops, beautiful watches on display. Any bargains? No bargains. And I got to tell you the truth, if there is a bargain, you're better off to find it online.
Yes.
You're better off to use, they used to say,
Craigslist is online, the best of both worlds. Look for it online. Buy it in person. Have it authenticated.
I don't know if Craigslist is the answer, to be honest with you. I kind of a bit.
Pretty good answer for me. A pretty good answer. But I understand. Differing opinions. We have different skill sets.
But I mean, you can still search Chrono24, see what dealers are selling it, and you can say to them, hey, I'm interested in your such and such. What can you do for me? I tell you interesting things I saw in the wild. Do you want to know what I saw in the wild? I had a few people who said, are you Archie Luxury? I had a few people who said that. I was on the ferry. This North Shore grandmother had a Patek Ellipse.
Nice.
Okay. Because I could tell it had the Calatrava. He had the Calatrava clasp, I saw. Oh, shit, she's got a Patek.
Nice.
And then in the wild.
And here's the funny part about other watch people in the wild. If you run across into someone and say, "Oh my God, is that an AP?" They are delighted.
I don't know. With an older grandmother, I don't think you can really.
With an older grandmother. Well, then again,
she might think I'm going to rob her. She might think I'm going to rob her or something.
Or maybe other things, but let's leave your blue velvet days out of this.
Yes, yes. Oh, she would. I would have to turn that one down, I'm afraid.
Wow, was she like 200 or what?
No, just we'll have to. We're just professional reasons. Professional reasons.
Out the air. One of the
now, I got to tell you, Clive. Sydney watch scene. Look, there's some great dealers. You can get a look at these beautiful things. Not much discounting going on from what I've spoken to people in the know. Very hard to get discount. And the problem is, Clive, you've got to remember these watch shops in Sydney have huge, absolutely huge retail costs. It's very, I've got you on the camera there, Clive, so just stay still, okay? No real bargains. It's very, very tough place to get a good deal.
Right.
So that's the go, Clive. Very, very hard. No bargains in Sydney. No bargains. It's like I got a friend of mine. He's just come back from America. He did a trip. He went all through America for a couple of weeks.
Nice.
And he's also said that there was no bargains in Rolex. You're going to the ADs. There's no bargains. He said, he said there's only 6 Rolex boutiques in America. Did you know that?
Boutiques, yeah, but there are plenty of authorized dealers.
Yeah, but I was just talking just boutiques. He said there's only 6 of them.
Nothing but Rolex, yes.
And they don't discount anyhow. He didn't see any bargains. He said there was no bargains. They were trying to sell them two-tone. They got American dealers have a lot of two-tone in stock, like a Datejust. But he said that's not a good buying. You can't buy that.
Well, as they say in France, train à la grande vitesse.
What does that mean?
Roughly fist.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So my friend who went to America, he said, I said to him
I'm just trying to bring some culture to the channel and shit like that.
Hey, that's very, very cool. So that was the answer there. No bargains in Sydney, but also my friend who went to America, he also said there wasn't. See, I think you should, they used to say, let your fingers do the walking. That was the ad for Yellow Pages. Remember Yellow Pages?
Right. Yes.
When people had phone books before Google.
Still have them, believe it or not. We still have them, actually. I mean, we're Oklahoma, so we're not exactly at the forefront. And
but nowadays you're better off to do Google, track. I recommend Chrono 24. I think that's a great way. You can track down some good deals on watches, and I think also, that's how.
E-Lady.
Yes, actually, you know, E-Lady's got 4 Breguets now in stock.
Really? How much?
Oh, $3.9 US.
Maybe if you buy 3 of them, you can put a bracelet together.
Yes. Yes, Clive. Yes. So I kind of yeah, that's the way it is, Clive. So that was Sydney. The watch scene there, no bargains left out, no bargains.
Well, and again, like I said, when I was going to my son's graduation with the ex that just got remarried, well, I went. God knows, I was looking at just all around on Craigslist up there, and there was nothing.
Oh, so she's not his mother. She's his stepmother.
Stepmother, basically, yeah, stepmother.
Oh, so why would she even go then? Or she and him are still friends?
She always liked Will. She always liked him. But we went up there, and of course I was checking out Craigslist like a fiend, and there was nothing, because there's 2 or 3 local watch dealers, and you know, Fitchburg is a pretty large. It's a large metropolitan city, actually. One of the second largest one in Pennsylvania, and nothing, because 2 or 3 watch wholesalers or resellers just have soaked up everything.
My grandfather My grandfather's brother actually lived in Pittsburgh,
Pennsylvania.
Which part?
Which part of Pittsburgh?
I'm not sure. He used to make custom-made shoes, custom-made boots. Okay.
I went to undergrad in a little place called Washington, about 30 miles southwest of it. So,
okay,
small town feel, but we could always.
I thought Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was, you could pinpoint it from that. That is, no, obviously not. It's bigger than that there. Okay, thank you very much.
Pretty darn big.
Clive, let's wrap up this show. That was one good live show. What do you like to talk about next, Clive?
I'm up for whatever.com.
Okay. Okay, let's get it. One more show. We'll do one more show. Okay, Clive?
Okay. Hey, did you get that email I sent about maybe like 7 or 8 considerations to when reviewing watches?
Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea, Clive.
Well, but here's the thing what I'm thinking about. If you're objective, I mean, the thing is, people value different watches for different reasons. If we all had the same watches, there wouldn't be a need for different brands and watch reviewers and luxury YouTube channels. You know, everyone, you know, there would be 3 watches and we'd all buy the same damn thing. But it occurred to me, if you could comprehensively cover what most people want in a watch, as long as you could be objective about it, even if you didn't like the watch personally, if you could be objective about strengths and weaknesses, someone else would find the review useful. Anyway, Brisbane Watch Forum. I have really been enjoying myself over there. So I know there's been a little bit of controversy, but nice bunch of folks. Really nice bunch of folks.
Yes, let's talk Brisbane Watch Forum next, okay?
All right, outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a great topic. Thank you. I was just looking for a bit of meaning in my life, and you just found it for me. Thank you.
Beautiful.